Start with Dan Roach.
Hey, Bruce. Congrats on the series win. Just a thought on basically tonight's game, what you guys had from Tuukka all the way out, and thoughts on advancing into the second round, defeating Washington.
Yeah, I don't think we had our legs as much as we did at home. But, Dan, we kept them to the outside. We didn't beat ourselves in terms of mismanaging pucks through the neutral zone, giving them odd man rushes. I thought they were good on the walls to keep pucks alive in the O zone. That's where, we could have been better, as getting some of those pucks off the wall, getting out of our zone. So it was very taxing on our D, but the one thing we did well is keep it to the outside. We battled to keep pucks from going into the slot. Obviously the third, a few more went in there, but Tuukka worked hard to see pucks. And I think we worked hard to sort of push bodies out of there so we could see pucks. So a lot of the games seemed to be spent in our zone, but you're almost kind of, as a coach, sitting there going, it seemed like we were okay, even though it was in our zone. We weren't running around. We stuck to the structure. And tonight was one of those nights they didn't get one to rattle around. A lot of their other shots in the first parts of the games of the series hit our, we've had a couple go in off our own guys, a couple of funny deflections. I don't know. You almost felt like tonight those weren't going to happen. They were going to have to beat Tuukka clean. They did. We kind of fell asleep coming out of the period, but all in all, a good win. As for the series, it always feels good to advance. First series are tough. Everyone's, kind of coming into it fresh. I don't know if that's the case for Washington. Only they can answer that, but everyone's kind of got that mindset. They want to get going. And as you go along, it becomes a mental challenge. So good for our guys. They're a very good team, Washington, but we were able to be a little bit better, and we get to play on.
Joe Haggerty.
Hey, Butchie, I know you guys are a confident bunch to begin with, but how much, when you see Pastrnak and the whole team does scoring goals, making plays and finishing them like he has the last couple of days, especially that goal tonight, how much does that even elevate the confidence level even more among your group when you see him start to get going?
Well, listen, every team, when they score goals, they get excited and they play better. We saw Washington get a push when they scored. But when you see a goal like that, especially against a team that plays some man-to-man, so we've, told, the guys recognize after, playing the same guys for a while, that there's some opportunity to beat a guy one-on-one. You might get a look, and he did. And David's a big part of our team. He's been scoring goals around here for a long time. So it definitely gives you a boost. And I think the other team gets a little deflated when they see a goal like that. It's a highlight reel goal. So it does as much for us as, and kills a bit of their spirit as well. So good for David. Let's face it, our top guys came through tonight. And our soldiers were good. I thought, again, the Crowley group, Lazar, Wagner, they did what they had to do to, keep the other team at bay. They killed some penalties. Tenorti comes in and does a good job, plays hard. I thought Connor Clifton, showed good poise, being kind of the leader on that pair. Not too often Connor gets to be that guy, but I thought he did a nice job, with the puck and commanding, situations and taking control. So good to see the growth of sort of the next man up mentality. And then obviously Tuukka, like I said, he just seemed very composed in there and sure of himself. And it makes it easier for, I think, everybody when you see your goalie completely under control, and looks like they're not going to get a P by him for the most part.
Kevin Dubon. Dubes, go ahead. Okay, Steve Conroy.
Hey, Bruce, I know you're not surprised by what Patrice does these days, but just how impressive was it with Patrice and his wings there after they get scored upon at the start of the third, their determination to make up for it?
Yeah, listen, Bergie's never happy when a puck goes in the net and he's on the ice. And usually it's because it's not his, he was probably doing the right thing. It was just a quick strike goal that, a simple dump in, and, we didn't battle it out well enough, or execute the first pass, and all of a sudden it's in front of our net. So certainly a guy that, has led this team for a lot of years, and this is his first year with the C on it. So, he wants to sort of put his signature on this club, regular season, and now obviously the playoffs. So sure he's going a little bit, digging a little deeper, if that's possible for him, because I think he's a guy that shows up every night and gives it everything he's got. Pulling Pasta along. Marsh, we know, the ultimate competitor. But I thought Pasta's details were better, this series as well. So obviously getting a lot out of his line mates and himself. Shot the puck at the right times tonight. Again, I mean, we could talk about him all day. So happy to see him get his first series win as a captain.
We'll try Kevin again. Okay, Fluto.
Bruce, you mentioned your net front protection, but on the other end, you get your 3 goals between their dots. Tonight and throughout the series, how do you think you were able to develop your chances and generate them in front?
Forecheck turnovers helped us a lot. Obviously, the last goal, we stayed on it. Bergie's is just a rush. I think it's just a presence of mind to shoot the puck. And obviously, the first one is breaking down their D zone coverage. We know it's man to man. They'll collapse at first, but they'll start to get D. If you watch that play, Dylan's away from the net, covering Marshy. And once Pasta got around, I think it was Jensen, there was a bit of a breakdown. Maybe Oshie involved there. I forget, or Dowd, and all of a sudden he's in and gets to wipe across the front of the net. So that's the drawback of playing man to man, is that if you do get beat, there's not a lot of help. You're relying on your goaltender. Obviously, like every coaching staff, you look at other teams' tendencies, and our video guys break stuff down, and then we sit in a room and break stuff down and feel that there were certain ways to attack it. And I thought we did a really good job in this series of attacking from those situations and got a lot of chances because of it, in around the net and getting inside. That's what we talked about against a big team, getting inside and then using your speed to separate. They've got some long D, but if you get on get on your horse and are willing to attack and separate and use your one-on-one skills, and you'll get a few looks. We did. We're able to finish them.
Sophia.
Bruce, congratulations. And now that the series is said and done, do you think the double OT win and the way that Craig Smith scored was the turning point? And I'm thinking obviously momentum from your team at home and all that effort, but maybe even for Ilya Samsonov, who first, career NHL playoffs, perhaps that got in his head and changed that shift. I know you can't speak for him, but for you guys, do you think the momentum shifted there?
I mean, obviously it was a big goal, and I felt, and I think our team would echo this, Sophia, that we were going to win that game. We got out of the third period. We didn't have a good last 5 minutes. They had a good push. We got through that, and I thought we put it behind us, and in overtime we're the better team. So I felt it was a matter of time for us that night. Obviously, that's open to debate, but that was just how I felt as a coach, and the goal certainly helped. But I thought for us, the momentum shift was our overtime goal in game 2, because you don't want to go down 2-0. I thought we played better that game, and Marshy's goal, now you got now you're even, right? You're going home, your game's better. And all of a sudden now it's a 3 out of 5 with home ice advantage. So I thought for us, that was a big goal, and changed the complexion of what could have been a hole for us in the series, and gave us some juice. And then obviously Smith's goal was a big one, but again, I felt Marshy's was the one that pointed us in the right direction. And the Smith goal probably deflated Washington the most, I would guess. You hate to give up a goal like that in double overtime. Probably took some wind out of their sails, and I think it showed the next game, game 4. We were clearly better. They didn't have it, so maybe it did affect them, but and we took advantage of it.
Matt Porter.
Bruce, Zdeno is such a respected figure in this game, and there's obviously so much history there with the organization and him. Nobody knows what's going to go on with him. I bet a lot of people are wondering his future. I'm curious, what did you say to him in the handshake line, and what did he show you on the opposite side of this series?
No, it was a quick hello, basically. That's not the time. I'm sure I'll have an opportunity to talk to Z about the series. Listen, he played his game in the series. He had his long stick in the PK. They play different than us. So Z, in a man-to-man system. He'd been playing layers for a lot of years. So it'll be interesting, Matt, to be honest with you, to have a conversation with him about what he thought, because, coaches are always tinkering. I like our system, but I'm just curious what he thinks, because he's been in both now. And he does his job. He was out there banging. He had a good hit. I think it was on Smitty early on, trying to send a message. So that's Z. But again, honestly, Matt, I was focused on our team, getting our guys ready to play the right way. Didn't get caught up too much in matchups. Just trying to take advantage of what we saw were opportunities, get through the neutral zone, force them to break out pucks. That includes Z. Him and Dylan are big, long guys. If you force them to turn their backs and go get pucks, there's opportunities for turnovers, and it's tough for them to get going the other way. We know they're a transition team. So that was more of our focus on not only Z, but their whole D-core. And I thought our guys bought into it pretty well. Not a lot of mismanaged pucks in the series, especially after game one. And I think that helped us a lot.
Last one for Coach Joe McDonald.
Coach, just what's your thoughts on the difference between momentum and rest going into the next series?
Rest is important. I think we're a veteran enough group, Joe, especially if you feel you're in it for the long haul, which we do feel we're a good, a real good hockey team that's getting better. Obviously, we'll watch with interest in New York, Pittsburgh. We've been keeping an eye on it. But I don't know when we'll start, obviously. I mean, I think their series wraps up Friday if it goes 7. So I imagine it wouldn't be till at least the weekend, which is 7 days. But again, we started, what was it, a Saturday night here, and the guys didn't play on the Tuesday. So most of our team had from Monday to Saturday. So this looks like it might be a little bit longer, but listen, I think you play the hand you're dealt. You always want to close out series as quickly as you can. It just takes away any stress, and any possibility of losing, obviously, and guys get to rest up a little bit. So I'm okay with it. We'll try to do whatever we can. We went through this a few years ago after Carolina and St. Louis. We had a long break. If that's the case, we'll try to build some things in to keep the guys sharp. But at the end of the day, I think guys are, have their eye on the prize, so to speak, and they'll be fine whenever they tell us we can play again.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.